Namaskaram and welcome to Pashnath Finance News. Today's European update comes at a critical moment as defense spending accelerates, banking regulation tightens, geopolitics reshapes trade strategy, and capital flows shift towards security, infrastructure, and innovation. Let us begin with markets. European equity markets delivered a mixed performance on January 23rd, reflecting geopolitical uncertainty alongside economic resilience. Germany's DAX closed at 24,900 points, up 0.18%, supported by defense and industrial stocks. France's CAC 40 slipped marginally to 8,143 points, while the UK's FTSE ended slightly lower at 10,143 points. The Euro Stoxx 50 remained broadly flat near 5,953 points. Despite day-to-day volatility, European equities have shown strong resilience in early 2026, supported by easing inflation, improving growth forecasts, and rising defense and infrastructure investment. The European defense sector is the strongest performing theme this month. In a landmark event, Czechoslovak Group, or CSG, completed its IPO on Euronext Amsterdam, raising 3.8 billion euros and achieving a valuation of over 32 billion euros. This is now the largest defense IPO globally, underscoring investor appetite for military and security assets. Defense stocks including BAE Systems, Leonardo, and Saab have posted strong double-digit gains in January, driven by sustained procurement demand. On the contract side, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reached an agreement with the United States for the supply of PAC-3 missiles for Patriot air defense systems, reinforcing Europe's dependence on missile defense amid ongoing conflict. Meanwhile, Rheinmetall of Germany signed a strategic agreement with Swedish steel maker SSAB to secure fossil-free, zero-emission steel, highlighting how defense supply chains are now being reshaped by climate and security considerations simultaneously. Europe's banking system entered a new regulatory phase this month. The European Banking Authority has completed the full transfer of all anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing powers to the new AMLA authority. This makes AMLA the single most powerful financial crime supervisor in the European Union, directly overseeing the highest-risk banks and institutions. The EBA has also issued updated technical standards to streamline bank resolution planning, while guidance on operational risk reporting has been extended to mid-2026. At the policy level, the European Commission is consulting on the Basel III market risk framework, specifically whether to implement the fundamental review of the trading book in 2026 or delay it to 2027 to maintain global competitiveness. In the UK, the Prudential Regulation Authority confirmed the retirement of the refined Pillar 2A framework from 2027, aligning with Basel 3.1 implementation, while the FCA released new crypto asset regulations, extending consumer duty obligations to digital asset firms. This regulatory tightening signals one clear message: Europe is prioritizing stability over speed in financial innovation. Economic forecasts across the euro area are improving. The Eurozone economy is expected to grow up to 1.5% in 2026, supported by recovering consumer demand, stabilizing manufacturing output, and rising government defense expenditure. Inflation continues to moderate, giving the European Central Bank more policy flexibility even as geopolitical risks remain elevated. In a historic appointment, Croatian central banker Boris Vujicic is set to become vice president of the ECB, the first executive board member from Eastern Europe, reflecting the bloc's evolving political balance. One of today's biggest stories is geopolitics reshaping trade. Europe and India are now on the verge of a historic free trade agreement described by EU leadership as the mother of all deals. If finalized at next week's summit, the pact would create a combined market of nearly 2 billion people, diversify supply chains, and reduce dependence on both China and the United States. Beyond Europe, Total Energies and ConocoPhillips are preparing to sign a 25-year, $20 billion energy investment deal in Libya, reflecting renewed global competition for long-term energy security. Infrastructure spending across Europe is increasingly driven by security and resilience. Following massive Russian missile and drone attacks, over 1.2 million Ukrainian properties lost power today. In response, the European Commission deployed 447 emergency generators worth 3.7 million euros from reserves in Poland. On the green transition front, the EU finalized 270.6 million euros in grants for 6 renewable hydrogen projects under the European Hydrogen Bank, targeting heavy industry and maritime transport. The European Investment Bank signed a 35 million euro loan with Eleport to install over 250 ultra-fast EV charging hubs across 8 Central and Eastern European countries. However, a new report from the European Court of Auditors warns that the EU's flagship TEN-T transport network will miss its 2030 targets, with major delays in projects such as Rail Baltica and the Lyon-Turin rail link. European innovation remains active, but more selective. In acquisitions, Capital One agreed to acquire fintech unicorn Brex for $5.15 billion. Clorox completed its $2.25 billion acquisition of Gojo Industries. Legal tech AI firm Harvey acquired Hexis to expand enterprise legal automation. In startup funding, European startups raised over 1 billion euros in a single week. Muse raised $300 million. Penny Lane raised 175 million euros. Belgian cybersecurity firm Aikido achieved unicorn status. Governments are stepping in strongly. Germany and the European Investment Fund launched a 1.6 billion euro equity initiative. The European Innovation Council confirmed a 634 million euro budget for its 2026 accelerator program. The EU Inc. initiative officially opened, allowing startups to operate under a single pan-European corporate structure. Europe is pushing for sovereign technology capability. In AI, AMI Labs, founded by Jan LeCun, began operations in Paris, focusing on next-generation world models. Germany's Jupiter supercomputer achieved exascale computing, supporting climate and AI research. In aerospace and defense, H2Fly successfully completed winter tests of hydrogen-powered aircraft. Rheinmetall and SSAB confirmed plans for carbon-neutral armored vehicles by 2030. This reflects Europe's shift towards strategic autonomy rather than pure digital scale. Geopolitics is now the dominant market risk. Europe is navigating escalating US-EU tensions over Greenland, continued war-driven energy and credit shocks from Ukraine, strategic dependence on US defense supplies. At the same time, Bulgaria officially joined the Eurozone this month, while Montenegro has emerged as the leading candidate for EU expansion. Europe is consolidating internally even as external pressures intensify. Europe today is not chasing growth at any cost. It is redirecting capital toward defense and infrastructure, tightening banking regulation, rebuilding industrial sovereignty, rebalancing global trade toward India and strategic partners. This is a defensive but deliberate economic transformation. Those were today's European finance, banking, market, defense, and geopolitics developments shaping global capital flows. For insight beyond headlines and clarity beyond noise, this is Pashnath Finance News.